What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Friday, July 31st. Now in today's dog video, we're going to be talking about Michael Saylor. He's been following Casey Rodamor, who is the creator of Ordinals and Runes. And why is this very important? And what does this mean for Dog itself, since Dog is specifically the flagship rune token on the Runes protocol? Well, let's cover it in this video, and I also want to cover that Bitcoin actually took a dip, and how did Dog react to that? Well, in this video, I also want to explain to you charting and analysis, how Dog has outperformed Bitcoin over the past week, and how Dog still is sustaining above a 60 million market cap, considering that we're above the 50-day moving average line and the 200-day moving average line is still dropping. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So as I said, Dog still right now is at a 60 million market cap, but let's compare it to Bitcoin. Now, if you compare it to Bitcoin over the past 24 hours, they both seem to be down. Like, you know, Dog is down close to around 2%, actually roughly 1.55. Well, you can see that Bitcoin's actually down at 3%. But look over the past week. The week tells you something else. Now, over the past week, as I've said before, we've seen Dog trade sideways for over like 50 days. It's been kind of crazy. And what we just saw recently over the past 24 hours is that Bitcoin dropped significantly, more than Dog itself. I want to look into Bitcoin's price, because whatever happens to Bitcoin is going to affect every other altcoin. So Bitcoin down 3.25% in the past 24 hours. So that's pretty significant. So you're going to see that everything else is going to bleed. Now, one of the reasons why Bitcoin fell below 63,000 is because there was massive liquidations, roughly around 125 million in liquidations. These are most likely long positions. So people that are very bullish on Bitcoin, thinking that was going to go back up, these people got liquidated. And the short sellers or the shorters ended up making a lot of money from this trade. Now, people would like to say it's maybe something associated to this. So if you don't know, there was a huge hack with a cold storage wallet called Coldcard. Now, personally, I've never used it, and a lot of people that have talked to me about this have never really wanted to use it because the tech savviness around it is just so complicated. Coldcard never supported runes, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, will this affect Ledger? Will this affect Treasure? Like, basically, if those wallets will have exploits in the future, that possibly could happen, right? Again, Coldcard is a very old wallet. It's like a legacy wallet. No one really uses that anymore. So I would say that if you want to be really safe, think about maybe not having all your tokens or all your Dog in just one wallet. Maybe you want to switch some of it back to an exchange like Kraken. The reason I trust Kraken is because it's registered within the US. And I'm pretty sure if there's any hack that happens within Kraken, that Kraken will do something about it. I'm sure that they have enough insurance to pay customers back. But again, don't have all your eggs in one basket, right? Maybe you want to like spread your portfolio, but just be very safe when you transfer funds, because you just want to be careful that you're sending Dog to the right address. And if you want to make sure that you're sending it to the right address and that it's received, just send a small amount, maybe like 10,000 Dog. What is that, like $5? I have no clue, but don't send like your whole portfolio in one transaction is basically what I'm saying. So just keep that in mind. Spread your portfolio out. If you want to keep it in cold storage, maybe put it in a different cold storage wallet, right? That is supported for runes and Dog. Now let's go over to the meme coin sector. How did the meme coin sector react to this news? I mean, some coins are pretty much down. You can see that SPX is down, Bonk is down. Now, what's really interesting about Dog is that, have you noticed that it's actually climbed the ranks? Even though it's down almost close to 1.66%, it actually climbed the ranks. We used to be at like 370. Now we're at 290. No one really paid attention to that. And the reason it's climbing the ranks is because we're actually seeing all these other coins lose value against Dog. So that's why Dog is climbing up, because of its holder distribution, being that most of the supply is within retail, not favored to whales or insiders. Even exchanges for that matter. Most of retail owns a supply, and that's always good. And the same thing goes with Bitcoin. Most of retail owns Bitcoin. If you're wondering why isn't Dog or Bitcoin going up, it's because the liquidity for the entire crypto market just isn't there just yet. But you know Bitcoin's going to go up, and you know Dog is going to go up with Bitcoin based on every Dog theme meme coin reaching its parabola event and all-time highs when Bitcoin is in a bull market or experiencing price discovery. So here's one of the highlights of this video, which is that Michael Saylor, when he reposted Casey Rodamor's interview with Aaron to talk about the doomed failure of BIP 110 and that runes and ordinals are unaffected by BIP 110, Michael Saylor followed Casey. So Michael pretty much right now in some way is endorsing Ordinals and runes, meaning that he likes that Ordinals and runes are helping keeping the Bitcoin network secured. So that's huge validation right now. I'm sure that the BIP 110 people are losing their minds, and that's okay. That's the point. Now you have to realize that these people in the BIP 10 world live in a bubble, and they want to keep everything centralized within Bitcoin, which is the complete opposite of what Bitcoin is. It's decentralized. So check this out. This is Google Trends recently that I searched within like the past year. Ordinals has actually outpaced in terms of mentions compared to BIP 110. BIP 110 looks like it's actually going to trend downwards because it's within a niche debate. We're going to see that Ordinals and runes are driving more attention and onboarding more users to Bitcoin. Just to give you some statistics, data tells you everything, not emotions. You know what's crazy? Simply Bitcoin posted an article recently, and they also had an interview with Jason Hughes. Now, Jason Hughes works with Ocean Mining. As you know, Ocean Mining is owned and run by Luke Dash Jr., who is a complete maniac, but also is the one that's trying to censor Bitcoin, censor transactions, censor ordinals and runes, which is impossible. But even Jason Hughes, and I really respect this guy, he is honest and pretty much has a sensical view on this, which is why BIP 110 is losing minor vote. And the thing is, he's really honest about the situation is that they don't have the votes right now. And right now, BIP 110 is kind of looking like, who knows, maybe it could lead into a chain split. So everything that's happening with an Ocean and Ocean's team is just basically giving you a sense that this BIP 110 is not only going to fail, but also a lot of the people that were representing this are also going to go down with it. So if you see any influencers out there with BIP 110 in their user handle, or if they've been advocating over the past few months talking about this, well, pay attention to those people, because those are the people they're going to lose a lot of respect within this industry. And remember, those people spent a long time establishing their name, their brand, and their trust with customers over the years that they built their brand. And now they're going to lose it all because they joined something that was a cult. And this happens a lot in the space. And this is what we're going to see within these cultures of BIP 110 people. Now, one thing I want to share with you before we get into chart analysis is what Dan said. Dan's absolutely on point about this, but you need to read this. He says, meme coin culture is currently the single largest source of paid demand for Bitcoin block space. Not institutions like ETFs, not payments like sending or receiving Bitcoin, not even L2s built on top of Bitcoin. It's basically the meme coin culture, which is dog. Memes, and they are making Bitcoin more secure. He's talking about the transaction fees and how transaction fees keep miners to keep the network secure. Then he says, dog on Bitcoin is no longer just a meme coin. And smart money will understand what is happening here before all of retail. And that's always the case. Runes are back to roughly 70% of the Bitcoin daily transactions. Roughly 7 out of 10 transactions is what he's basically talking about. But the number that matters is the fee side. Runes now account for roughly 25% of all Bitcoin network fees. Dog is making Bitcoin more secure. Bitcoin's security budget is two things: block subsidy plus transaction fees. Dog is a flagship meme coin, fully distributed with no team allocation. This is absolutely on point and on par with what Dog is doing right now. That's why Dog is also doing right now in terms of price, because people are understanding to accumulate Dog is to help the network of Bitcoin. To accumulate Dog, you're supporting a free and fair narrative. To accumulate Dog, you know that you're a part of this new culture that's on top of Bitcoin, that is the new meta. People are always going to look for the new meta every left and right. It could be maybe chasing Ethereum meme coins, then Solana meme coins, then BNB meme coins. But now it's going to be meme coins on Bitcoin. It's going to be one of the most largest explosive events ever in history. Meme coins on these other chains were just tests. The one on Bitcoin is going to be the prime example of huge euphoria. History will be made from this event, and I cannot wait for it to happen. Now, I want to share with you dog price in terms of charting analysis. Remember, I said yesterday that dog price most likely could go back down below the 50-day moving average line. We talked about that yesterday, and surely it did that. But guess what? It's still kind of teetering below and above the 50-day moving average line, while the 200-day moving average line is still going downwards. That's always a great signal. And Bitcoin dropped to $62,000. Dog is still staying strong for over roughly, 64 days. 64 days, we've been hovering around the 60 million range, right over here, all the way to over here. 64 days, that's a long time. That means we've bottomed out. That means that this is the accumulation ground. And that's what we're seeing. This is all accumulation. This is all retail. Also, what no one's really talking about right now is you got to look at right now the MACD in terms of the weekly time frame for dog. Have you noticed that the weekly time frame is still trending upwards out of the seller's market and heading into a buyer's market? Buyer's market is right around here, so it has to pass this threshold to get up there, and it's still trending upwards. No one's talking about that, but that's happening as we speak. So as a conclusion for this video, you just saw that Michael Saylor is now following Casey Rodamor, the creator of Ordinals and Runes. He's very bullish on Ordinals and Runes. He understands it. He is not aware of dog. He is aware of dog and runes. He just can't publicly say it. And we shouldn't expect Michael Saylor to say dog on his Twitter page. Again, he's a Bitcoin maxi. I think right now he cares more about Bitcoin, as he should, but he can also on the side advocate for Ordinals and Runes by just saying we need basically these other meta protocols and all these other activities on top of Bitcoin to keep the network secure. So let Michael Saylor keep doing what he's doing. And the thing is, it's actually helping us out. This is why it's so amazing to see that both Bitcoin maxis and also Bitcoin OGs such as Michael Saylor and also these new generation of Bitcoiners that are doing Ordinals and Runes and Dog, they're working together in some way. And it's a really crazy relationship where we actually need each other to keep this ecosystem alive and thriving. And it's actually doing that right now. So with that said, you just saw that the moving averages for dog are looking pretty good. We're hovering around the 50-day moving average line. The 200-day moving average line is drawing down. And that right now, everybody's talking about these meta protocols, Ordinals and Runes, and their activity spiking on the chain. This is something you can't ignore, especially when Bitcoin is drawing down and dog is still sustaining above a 60 million market cap. People are accumulating. So with that said, I hope you appreciate this video. I want to thank all of our donors for supporting this channel, and thank you so much. I want everybody to have a wonderful weekend. And again, thank these donors for supporting this channel, for giving us the content that we need on a daily basis. So with that said, go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog and Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.